Oh, we're back with this game. We're back with this game, and I know why we're back with this game. Gosh. All right. I will give this game this compliment. At least they changed the opening menu, or it shifts, or it slightly deviates of what you saw at the very beginning. It just kind of shows your progression. Like, it's not always going to be the same title screen. I mean, it's still Lost Spear, but the depending on where you're at the story, then the character's movement changes, or it's not the same environment. As you can see, it's like an industrial city. Because at the very beginning, I think it was a lost city, or a city that was lost, and it was Kanata and many specific characters. But the more I played the game, unfortunately, that it changed every 10 seconds. Or every time I came back, it was always different. And I will give it another compliment. The opening music has some pretty great piano music. It really is symbolic of the main things, memory. It just feels like a distant memory that you look at it fondly I mean to say, but with a little bit of sadness too, or it's also, I guess another interpretation of the piano music is it's showing that it is recalling a memory that you had before as a child or just like, with the loved one and all that. So I get the symbolism, I just don't like the game itself. You cannot convince me that this is a great game. I looked at Onaki and I Am Setsuna, also by Tokyo RPG Factory. There are gameplay trailers, or not gameplay trailers, there are gameplay captures from other players. So you could tell that people like those other games slightly better than this one. Much better than this game. Yeah, sorry if I started something, or started different in this one, I just wanted to kind of do something different. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. Okay, we're back with part 22 of Lost Spear. Let's just get started. And by get started, let's finish this, please. Okay, so we saw the scientist Krom. That one was kind of interesting. I do like this subplot. I just kind of wish they brought it up like way, like middle of the game or much before Kanata died. I mean, they brought him up after Kanata died, but this is kind of one of the interesting part. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I thought today was going to be the last time. Okay, today was going to be the last day I stream. Yeah, I really thought I was only going to stream just yesterday. Like yesterday, that's it. That's all I cut off. But plans changed. So today's schedule is we are going to finish Lost Spear. Lost Spear is the game we're going to be done with because I never want to buy it. I never want to play it. No one can blame me that I put enough time in this game. No one can blame me. At best, right now I'm at 19 hours, but no one can blame that I have not put the time in it. So if you say that, oh, you didn't find all the side missions, oh, you didn't get all the combos, I'm sorry, I stopped caring about this game and by the time we got to the third part of this playlist. No, I did my time, and no one can blame me. So let's move on. Okay, so I looked ahead for this walkthrough because I'm using the strategy guide just so I can keep track of how close we are getting to the end. Man, this dark cloudy thing is pretty creepy. Anyway, and we are probably 2 to 3 hours, depending on how we speedrun this, but this is the next area. Ah, the serious music again. I mean, the music's decent, but it definitely does not hold a candle to I Am Setsuna or Onaki, especially. If I had to say which one has the best music so far, it's a tie between I Am Setsuna and Onaki's music. Anyway, we'll get back to that later. Good point. Man, I can't believe we're on part 22. I wonder how many parts I'll have by the end of this. And also, once we are officially done, there are just a few things. I'm not doing the side quest, so we can skip all that. But once we're done with all of that, what else is next? I think it's, yeah, the verdict video. I'm a speed reader, I can read very fast. That's true. Ah, row credits on the level's name. This is the chapter's name. Wow, they usually don't talk about the chapter's name in JRPGs that much, but... Wow, that's not good. So there is definitely a risk in this. That is true. Well, you're still the same dickhead, Ben. I'm sorry, are we all just acknowledging and kind of forgiving that Van just killed your main character? He set him up to die. Even though he didn't directly kill him, he pretty much indirectly killed him. And he didn't deny it. We're all just kind of buddy-buddy with him. I feel like they acknowledged it, but then they were like, no, Van, we have better things to do. But we forgive you. We're cool. You killed our best friend, but we're cool. I'm like, no, I would probably try to take a strike at him or punch him or something. I don't know. Everyone's just cool with them. Every party member. No one holds malice against Van. And he's still the same douchebag he was when we first journeyed with him. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is Ula. What happened compared to the last flashback? Okay, tell us. I don't care what your guys' name are. We only care about Krom and Ula. And that other person too, I forgot. We don't need to know your names. Just move on. Okay. Oh, well that sucks. Help him. You made some pretty bad calls just recently, Van. Let's not just kind of gloss over that fact. Freaking silver-haired dick. Man, you're as bad as Sephiroth, and that's saying something. You know what? Why did I compare Van to Sephiroth? No, let's just never make that acknowledgement. Well, you look for him then. We're in this mess because of you, technically. Oh, okay. No 4 parties. And also, what the heck? What's this supposed to be? Oh, artifact settings. Oh, because we can't edit the party because we're in the past. I get that. Okay, so this is a stealth mission. I'm reading the walkthrough too, so I'm just trying to get through this so I don't have to start over. Okay, then I have to go north and left as possible. Okay, once we go left, what do we need to do now? And so we have to wait for him to cross left so we can go left. So the exact same thing we were doing before. Hey, don't catch me. Darn it! Ah, that's so bad. Yeah, I mean, could he? Oh, how convenient. I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of welcoming that we can kill them and be done. Ha! These convenient bugs like Metal Gear Solid. At least the side missions, I mean the stealth missions, keep you entertained. They're not like boring, so I can't complain. I mean, there's some good things about this game, but it's like very rare of what I can find. I really had to scour. Okay. Now, once we do that... Okay, so we have to wait for him to go south, cross to the left. And voila, we actually made it. Okay, so what do we need to do with this cart? Just pause it for a sec so I can keep track. Okay, so we have to do this so we can go north. But yeah, like I was saying, Krom, there are some positives. Like Krom as a villain. I think he's one of the interesting kind of takes on it. He's not the best villain, and when you think about it, Setsuna, I Am Setsuna doesn't really have a villain. I guess our recurring villain is Reaper, but the villain is Death. We had to kind of like sacrifice the girl so we could save the world. The monsters are the villains, and they're they're actually a legit threat, same as Reaper. But there's no actually like main villain, and that's what I appreciate because it bangs our head with that whatever you do, Setsuna's gonna die. Setsuna, is it Setsuna? I like calling her Setsuna. I'm gonna start doing that. But yeah, Setsuna is destined to die. That's what I mean of a good plot, and it's already established from the beginning that she's gonna die no matter what you do, even if you kill her early or don't kill her early. But it just kind of gives you like a tragic, like, this girl is not going to have a future, and you're going to have to kill her. And it just makes the whole journey very somber and tragic. And I think it's effectively done. The story is what keeps coming me back, and it never got boring. Even when we did the subplots, those are not boring too. I just can't think of a subplot that I was disappointed with in terms of that. And then Onaki, it doesn't have also the greatest story too, but what it's succeeding in is its themes about life and death, your own interpretation, some character deaths at the end, the fact that I appreciate that there's no plot over. Anybody can die. And that's very much appreciated. And then they take a very mature lens of life and death, and it just never gets boring. This game, the main villain, we only learn about 2/3 or kind of the very, very last half of who the villain is. But they never established him before then. I think he's a great villain. I think he works for this type of game. I just think it took too long to get Krom as a villain. It's only been the Imperial as villains, but they're not even good villains. Except for, that one general who actually was a legit threat. But other than that, the Imperial Empire, they're not a legit threat. I think they're just kind of like they're brainless idiots who somehow got put in charge. And we can defeat them easily. They are absolutely kind of ridiculous. I just feel like Krom is an actual, like, world stake, world building, like Thanos level of, like, he's Thanos level of villain. And every scene that he's in, he kind of steals the scene because he's the most interesting. I'm just saying, he's not boring. I just kind of wish they introduced him, like, pretty much earlier. Which they kind of do, but it's like way too late. You're already almost done with the game. I just feel like that's a waste, you know? Well, anyway. So now we have to wait for it to go south, blah blah blah. Okay, so we have to go northwest. Okay, time to go! Ah, there's the merchant. Why am I talking about between 3 games? Because I put the time in all 3 games at a reasonable degree. It's been more than 5 hours for each game. Let's just say 5+ hours. I put the time so I can legitimately compare of what makes a good game in terms of Tokyo RPG Factory game and what makes a bad game. This is an example of a bad game. I mean, it's not like super bad. I've played some pretty horrible games, but yeah, anyway. I mean, he kind of sticks out with the kind of blue, I don't know if he's wearing a tunic, and the heavy backpack. He sticks out so much. Why are you telling us your name again? Why are you telling us your name again? I know your names! It was just from the subtitles. Stop telling me your names again. Yeah, sure, you're welcome. Van, you are one to talk. Yeah, give it time. And yet he's doing something with the moon, which he hasn't really kind of gone over his goal. He talked about it. Oh no, he's gonna try to burn this realm and make everything lost. But yeah, and he's a legit threat. Once he betrays Van, I thought that was a pretty effective scene too, when he betrays Van, when he's introduced. I think his introduction scene was good, but you don't get like a whole lot of backstory into the flashbacks. Like I said, I don't think Krom is a horrible villain. I think he's kind of one of the top ones. They just introduced him way too late, and you're expecting us to kind of like, oh my gosh, we have to stop Krom. I'm like, but he just kind of came out of thin air. Well, for now, at least. That was actually good. I like that one. Alright, so we're gonna be back here again. Yeah, to a degree. Alright, a mind's end is very much making sense. Yeah, I mean, all of them have been saved. No one's been attacking us. We just had to do a stealth mission on that other one. The other one was just explain what Krom was researching and introducing Krom as a human. We don't know how he became kind of the ephemeral whatever he is at the end. It's kind of just interesting. Oh no, I'm not sitting there in silence just because. Yeah, I'm not sitting there in silence just because of what we experienced. Yeah, I kinda am. So that's how Krom was created. I have to admit, it was kind of fascinating. So the Krom that we talked to in the very first memory, he was a total jerk. He was a total jerk. He was hiding behind his cowardice, to basically do this at the very beginning. Ula was part of it too, and nobody was really noble. It kind of was fascinating. Then he kind of went into cliche villain territory towards the end, but the fact that we thought he was a nice guy, and then he tricked us, and he wasn't a nice guy. We were part of it, but kind of to see the creation of Krom was kind of interesting. And now we had to fight this ugly thing. Overall, I actually liked it. This was kind of one of the interesting story elements that was not wasted. I felt like the beginning was strong and the ending strong too. But the main story still sucks. It absolutely sucks. Okay, so guys, I like good cliffhangers, just like my friend. Let's end it here. Just take a short break, and then we'll be right back with it. I'm just making sure we're safe because I feel like that day is gonna be tough, and I don't know why. Well, we'll be back after these paid commercials.